different students take BBA as a course in the college. As you all know, it is a non-technical degree.
Hmm.
So how relevant is coding knowledge for these type of students?
Okay. So any of the course which requires administration part, right? Whether it is BBA, whether it is MBA, I would explain you from the corporate level, right? Whenever the people who have these roles, they come into the corporate organization, what they are expected to do, right? You see the hierarchy of the corporate as this way. There is a higher hierarchy which ideate on the thoughts, which decide like what we need to do. Okay. Then there are a core technical developers who know how to convert that things to some software development part. Just give me a minute.
Yes.
Okay. So what you know is that in the corporate ladder, there is a one person or a group of person who is deciding on what to do. Okay. There is a person who know what to do, right? Like who can convert your thoughts, whatever you are thinking of, in a set of, you can say the coding tools, software tools, which you can help to gain out whatever you wanted. There is a one middle layer. They are called as business analysts, product manager, product developers. What they do is that they convert the ideation thought back into the thought of the coding developer people. Okay.
Okay.
So if you think, I would just give you an example. Many of the people use Swiggy, right? There is a there is a vision by the whoever is the founder of the Swiggy. They thought that they would need to deliver something to the people just by the click of the mobile button. Okay. And there are people who have developed all the application and all. But it is not the whole truth or no whole theory of the Swiggy as a corporate. What they needed is that there was a person who understand the thought of the people, explain them to developer in a simpler terms, or you can say more technical term to them. Whatever is the business language, convert it into the technical language, and then help them solve the problem. This is where the BBA part, MBA part, they all come in. They know the process and they convert the process, they solve the technicality and give it to the people. I think that's where it comes. So if you ask me of the coding language, right, I won't say there is an explicit coding language required, but at least you know how the things work, right? Like if you know the AI, you don't need to know what is machine learning or what is deep learning to work on that. You just know what are the prompts you can use to get the result. That's what the information you need from the coding perspective. Know how things work. Don't know how to make the things work. Just know how the things work. It's okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It was really a wonderful example that you gave. So, do certifications in emerging technologies really help in landing jobs?
Uh, See, landing jobs is all about what you know. Okay. Whenever you are in front of a person, or let's say you come to me and say that, okay, please refer me in an organization or something, or wherever you are going, what they expect from you is that they already have a lot of tasks to do, right? Corporate is all about structure. They have a lot of work to do and they want to do it systematically. And what they need people like, what kind of people they need is that they require a minimum maintenance, minimum learning so that they can be onboarded and they can perform whatever they are expected to do, right? To do so, whenever you are saying the certification in emerging technologies, if you go there putting up in the resume like, okay, I have a certification in, let's say, AI, right? If I'm going to hire you, I would ask you a question like, okay, so you know the certification, so you can help me on the part which requires a AI development or which requires some products which require AI, right? Emerging technology, if you say there is blockchain, there is AI or something, right? So what I would say is that uh, if you do the certification for the knowledge it provide, not for the sake of certification. Okay, because if you are putting something in the certification, you are gonna ask, you are supposed to know about that. Know for the knowledge. If you have a skill, there is no problem in getting entry into any organization, I would say.
Yeah, that's true, sir. I think the knowledge matters most than the certification.
Correct. Hmm.
So, there are various students with no prior coding background. So,
Mhm.
how they can start their journey into IIT?
Okay. You want like if a person who is not into the IT background, they want to get into the IT background, right?
Yeah, actually, having no coding background.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first question would be, why do you want to get into an IT, right?
Okay.
It may be curiosity, it may be compensation, it may be the work balance it provide in the organization, it may be the hierarchical structure, or like you want to work into the emerging technologies, you want to have something to build for, to think for, right? There are a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna ask for reason, I would just generalize how do you get an entry, okay? First, decide what you want to do. Do you want to work with the senior managers or senior leadership who is involved in getting into the ideation part? Like they want to ideate what you need to develop. What is the vision? How are you making progress into a particular product? What new features you're gonna install into a product, right? If you want to do that thing, I think the business administration course is best for that. Okay, whatever that you're doing bachelor's, you are going for master's, it's okay. Do that, get the entry and do the work. The second part is that you want to get entry into the coding part, right? There are two ways. First, I explained is that at least you know one language to get the entry, right? There is a second part, which is currently an emerging technologies. So what we call it as a low code technologies. What it requires is that there are persons who don't know how to do the coding, how to do the core coding, I would say, using the languages like JavaScript, Python, C, C++, C Sharp, .NET, and all that. So if you want to get into the entry into IT in the coding part, there is a low code platform. There is Power BI, there are Power Pages, Power Applications, Power Automate by Microsoft, and all. What they do is that they would help you get into doing the IT work, same as the what the coding people do, but in terms of using the less and less code. It's like drag and drop. You want to create a picture, either you should be very good at drawing something, either you should be good at cutting and clipping it, right? Cut from newspaper, clip it somewhere, clip it somewhere. It is the no low code part. You already have a built-in component, you go there, you combine them to learn. So I would say, to get into the entry into the coding part, learn some certification from Microsoft. So there are a lot of certification. You go for Azure, you go for Power BI, Power Application, Tableau, and all. So there is a scope to get entry.
Okay, sir. So, as you all know that today time LinkedIn is playing a very crucial role. So, how can students build a strong LinkedIn profile to attract recruiters?
Okay. To build a LinkedIn profile, you need to have few things. First thing is that research on what is going on in trend, not in every trend, where you want to get the entry, right? So I would tell it from the software development perspective. You can generalize it for any organization or anything you want to get an entry into. First thing is that know what is getting latest into that. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is that what all companies are, working on that thing. You can similarly go to the profile like software development profile. Search, there are a lot of companies come in there, right? Go there, search like what they are doing. Okay. Third part is that go to the employees who are working there already and have a lot of views, lot of connections. Skim through their profile, get the crux like what they are learning upon, what they have inputted in their LinkedIn profile, what are the skill sets they have, generalize 4 or 5 skills, add it up there, resolve it. You would have a very good LinkedIn profile to start with.
Okay, sir, that was really great. So, now I have some questions related to your career.
Mhm.
Okay, so my first question is, what challenges did you face during your early career and
Mhm.
how did you overcome them?
Okay. So early career, if you go into any of the organization, like I have went to the organization which was whole oriented to the software development part, and I haven't been the core, I would say the core academician for the computer sciences. My branch was electronics engineering, right? So everything was new to me. How you are getting the HTML, how you are doing to going to get everything deployed, get the website up and running. I didn't know anything about that. So it was like there is a time crunch. If you go into the corporate, everything is time bound. You have to deliver something in with respect to the time. If you have been given the time for 1 month, you have to do that. They have a, you can say, time bound authority to do the jobs or the task. So first thing was the time management part. You have to do the learning, you have to do the job getting assigned to you, and you have to do it in the time. That was the initial challenges. I would say that to overcome this particular challenges, you need to be innovative in the sense like there are few tasks which can be performed in a lesser time but requires a learning part, right? Second thing is that you should have a very good Googling skills. Almost every information is there on Google. You need to know how to extract that information, right? So you can keep pace with your learning. You can utilize whatever the job which has been provided to you and come up with that. Once you are getting accustomed with the technologies you are working upon or the project you are working upon, you would gradually get the idea, okay, the project is working like this. I can make the modification in this. These are the later stages. First stage is that spend your time learning, spend your time uh, building up the connection with the people around you. And the most important thing is that ask for help. If you don't know anything, go there, ask for people. There are a lot of people who are going to help you. You can't succeed, you can't progress anywhere by yourself alone or being an individual guy. Go for the help, ask for the people, work in coordination.
I think, sir, whatever you said right now will help the students here to do well in their career.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm eager to know that what does your typical day as a senior software engineer looks like?
Okay. So if I would say the typical work day is like, we have what we call as a sprint. A sprint means you have a set of tasks defined for yourself, which you need to perform. So every morning we are going to have a group meeting with the teams, and we are going to explain that, okay, we are working this task. This will require some more times. There are some blockers to it. Like there are some hurdles to it. We need to resolve it and to move on forward. That is what we call as a sprint. It's, you can say, a kind of collaboration meeting where we explain what we are doing. Then there are some work which you need to perform by yourself, like a core coding task or to develop the feature of a product or something. Then, as you progress on in your career as a senior engineer or you are going for the architect position, what you need to do is that you need to manage the task itself. Like there is nobody who is going to say to you, okay, do this task, or they are coming to you, okay, Vishal, I have this task, do that. No, what they expect is that you should identify what is the task. You should divide the task between your colleagues, between your people, and get it done. That is what called as an innovation part in that. So what you need to do is that you need to brainstorm on that idea. If you have any feature, discuss with your manager, discuss with the leadership, discuss with director or the colleagues around you, maybe your juniors also. And what you need to do is that align the task. If you have been working in a corporate, you know who is good at what. That is a very primal thing which you know, and distribute the task accordingly. Some person may be very good at talking with people. Some people is very good at doing the task by getting alone. So give them a feature which requires only one person to develop, right? You need to think about this. You need to make every people work and you to make them work efficiently. So provide it in that way. So kind of you can say a managerial task is required as a senior engineer. And then there is a ideation task. What we do there is that with the senior leadership, I explained earlier, right? There are few people who are involved in ideation part. They decide like what's going to be new. So you need to have a meeting with them, discuss with them. Okay, we need to do these things and that things. Then there is a fourth part. So like our organization is a multinational organization. So we have some people working in Philippines, some in Ireland, some in Puerto Rico. So you need to collaborate with those people according to their timeline, have a meeting set up. If you want some information, you can't expect anyone to give it to you. Search for them who can give you, ask with the people, go to them and say that, okay, I need this. What you need to get it to me, like that. So, what you say that if I would try to divide my work for the whole day, it's around 30% coding part and 70% discussing, collaborating, ideating, and all. So, as you say, na, I would say that soft skills, this is where it matters, right? That's 70% of the part. 30% is skill only. But 70% you require to talk, you require to have a discussion with people. That's the way.
Okay, I think management abilities plays a very crucial role at every place.
That's correct.
Okay,